What's up, y'all? This is Marcus Sniffles. The new Captain America 4 movie trailer just dropped. So, for copyright reasons, I can't do a live reaction to it, but we're going to talk about our expectations for the movie and what I thought about the trailer. So, let's get into it. All right. Appreciate you guys tapping in. So, we just got finished watching the new trailer for Captain America Brave New World. I will say, no matter what you say about their movies or the TV shows, Marvel knows how to put together a trailer. That trailer looked amazing. Like, it gives off old school action thriller vibe, kind of like, Under Siege, and a little bit of a mix between Winter Soldier and Civil War. It looks a little bit more gritty and realistic when it comes to the action. It looks like they were on like practical sets and not a lot of CGI settings, at least on the ground. If I had to give my initial thoughts on it, and this is just a personal thing for me, I still think that Marvel in their trailers shows too much. I don't think I would have shown the full transformation of Thaddeus Ross into the Red Hulk. I thought that would have been a bigger moment to witness in theaters as opposed to showing it in the trailer. There was a moment where Sam Wilson is flying and he has on a mask, which was really cool. It's just that it's what do they call it? Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking on this. But Tony Stark had it. The technology, what the fuck do they call it? Where like it just stuff just comes on and comes off. Like the Spider-Man suit is just there and it comes on. Like the Black Panther suit, there was a word for it and I'm blanking on it. And someone leave it in the comments what it's called. But that's gonna annoy me because I feel like he's gonna put the mask on and it's just gonna come off whenever he wants to talk, and he's gonna put the mask back on to do stuff and then take it off when he wants to talk. And I just kind of get annoyed with the mask that comes on and off all the time. Like if you go back and watch. I got into a debate about this with somebody. Go back and watch Ant-Man 3 and watch how many times Scott Lang's mask just came off just so he could talk and then it would go back on. Just watch it. It's kind of annoying, but that's for me. So before we get into like our expectations about this movie coming out in February, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. We're still pushing out a lot of stuff, pushing it out like a baby. Okay, that's too far. Anyway, just make sure you like and subscribe. So my expectations for this movie, there's I guess a few questions or things I would like to have established by the time this movie is over, whether it happens during the movie or in a post-credit scene. So the first thing I would like to have established is who's in the Avengers right now? Are the Avengers still a thing? That would be my main thing. Who is in the Avengers? Where are they at? Let's establish what that is and if it's a thing still. The other expectation I have is I would like for them to establish that Sam Wilson is the leader of the Avengers in the same vein that Steve Rogers was, that Tony Stark was. There was somebody that everybody looked to for leadership, guidance, and direction. If Sam Wilson is going to carry the mantle of Captain America, then he needs to be the leader of the Avengers, and they need to establish like he's the guy that we go to. We're not going to Captain Marvel. We're not going to Thor. We're not going to Doctor Strange. We're not going to Spider-Man. We're not going to Ant-Man. We're not going to anybody else. When something needs to be done, when the team needs to be assembled, Sam Wilson needs to be the head of that, and he needs to make the decisions. Another thing that I would like to have established, and I think this will be established in the end credit scene, is to set up what the Thunderbolts are and what their mission is. Like I understand they're coming out with their own separate movie, but I think kind of establishing like, hey, this is what they're going to be doing. And I kind of feel like I think we're gonna see Bucky in this movie. I kind of think he's gonna be in this movie, whether it be post credit scene to kind of establish the Thunderbolts with Thaddeus Ross, or as like a last minute Hail Mary, like, hey, we're really struggling here. Let's bring in the big gun. This is the main thing that this movie needs to establish. What is that thing in the ocean, the Celestial? Figure that thing out. It's been there since the Eternals. The Eternals came out almost 5 years ago. And there's just some alien monster with their head and hands hanging out of the ocean, and nobody seems to care about it. Get that under control. Establish that that is a thing. Establish that they know that that is there and that they have a plan. It seems like they do. It seems like there's going to be a battle or something over that property or something like that. But get that under control. I need them to handle that. What is that? What are they going to do with it? Who owns it? What, like, something. So that's another big thing that I would like for them to do. The next thing, I would like for them to confirm that the Young Avengers are a legitimate thing. I know in, what was the last movie? Not Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 3? Not Ant-Man 3. Which movie was it? Not Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, the Marvels. So in the Marvels, not Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel went up to, I'm blanking on her name. Someone, jeez, I'm old. The Hawkeye's sidekick, the girl with the arrows, they've kind of established that she's going around looking for people. And then they're going to go look for Scott Lang's daughter. And I know, not Isaiah, but his grandson, they kind of are hinting that he might be in the Young Avengers. So if that's going to be a thing, establish that here. Like, carry it over from the Marvels that, hey, we're going to do this. This is not just, that wasn't just some cute little fun post-credit scene. This is an actual thing. The Young Avengers are going to be a thing moving forward, or they're going to have their own side thing or whatever. But let's keep build up the Young Avengers in the same way that you're building up the actual Avengers. And the last thing, this is more of a personal thing for me that I would like to see in this movie. I don't think they'll do it, but I kind of hope that they do. I would like, at some point in this movie, for somebody to see Sam Wilson with that shield running around or flying and to call him a slur. Whether it be like a racial slur, or to call him boy, or to say, that's not my Captain America, I would stand up and cheer if Disney and Marvel were to put a scene like that in this movie to establish, because there's a part in the trailer where he says, you're not Steve Rogers. And there's a world that knows Steve Rogers as one thing and one person. And for that to drastically change from what Steve Rogers was to what Sam Wilson is very drastic. And as Americans, we know how change can affect people, especially when you go from someone that looks like Chris Evans to someone that looks like Anthony Mackie. Make sure you're registered to vote. So I would like for someone to acknowledge that people aren't just as immediately accepting of a black Captain America. I think that needs to be a through storyline for this movie to kind of make it more serious. Like, I think it is serious with the cast, with like Harrison Ford, my man Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. These are serious actors. Let's have some serious themes that go throughout this movie, kind of how they did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where they kind of established like, hey, racism is a part of this. We're not going to ignore that. We can't ignore that Captain America goes from a red-blooded, tall, white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired white man to a black man from New Orleans. Like, that cannot be ignored, and I think they should kind of put that on the big screen to kind of establish that. So those are my thoughts. I am super excited for this movie. I think it's going to be good, but I mean, that's you can watch any Marvel trailer and think it's going to be one of the best movies you've ever seen. But based on how the trailer looks, they got me. I'm fooled. So if the movie comes out and it's trash, I'll be the first one to come out of here and say it wasn't good. But based off of this trailer and what I know about it and the actors involved in it, I think it's going to be a solid movie. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed the trailer, what are your thoughts on the movie? What are your predictions? Who do you think is going to be in the Avengers? Things like that. Leave it in the comments. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.